I'm recording today with my friend and mom, Ashleigh Ketchum. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in for the first time, thank you for listening. I'm Chelsea Skidmore. This is a brand new podcast. I had a podcast before this called The Chelsea Skidmore Show, and that was me interviewing like actors, writers, comedians, and interviewing them about the industry and a lot of stuff like that. And to be honest, like it just got kind of boring. I kind of just like got over asking the same questions all the time. Not that it was the same questions all the time, but just like it just kind of hit its limit, you know? But I had a lot of fun recording that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to like be that mom. When you become a mom, like for me, I had such a drastic change from who I was. Like before that, I was very much like I was doing stand-up every night. Like I was a dirty comic. Like before that, I was a party girl. Like there's just been so many evolutions and chapters of my life. And I very much see having kids as like the next chapter. You know what? There was a guy from my high school who was following me, and I was posting photos of my daughter when I first had her, and it was all like kids photos. And he's like, "Oh, you're that person now?" Oof. I don't like the phrase terrible twos.
I don't either.
I think it's so rude.
It is rude.
I think it's negative.
Yeah.
And like my mom's like, "Ugh, terrible twos." I'm like, shut the f*** up.
Yeah.
It's like, you know that whole phrase about our parents did the best they could?
Yes.
That just clicked for me. Please do me a favor and subscribe, like, all that that you do. Listen to this on every platform, and make sure you follow at GOT MILF Podcast on Instagram for clips and updates and all of that other stuff. And yeah, I'm so excited. So thank you for listening, and here we go. Hey
mama. I was so excited to say that.
Did you think we were gonna do that?
No, but I was like, it's gonna happen. Like I wasn't like, okay, that's going to be the first thing, but
it is.
Yeah,
this is the first one.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mamas.
Hey, mamas.
So you're probably wondering to yourself, what the hell are you guys doing? And what we're doing is, this is me, Chelsea Skidmore, your host.
The best.
And we are here today with Ashleigh Ketchum, friend, mama.
Mama. The mama.
The mama. And we're here because Ashleigh was encouraging me to do a mom podcast.
Like hard.
And we've been joking about this for a long time.
Because can we say we wanted to call it, I wanted you to call it Hey Mama.
Yeah, of course. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, okay,
say whatever you want.
Yeah,
like anything.
Because we joke about that. Like,
yeah, you know, I'm explaining
mamas.
that.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like those like mom, we're just kind of like making fun of those mom podcasts, or like, you know, the internet, like mom. I mean, there's just so much like mom. Is it momcore?
I guess it's momcore.
Like,
I've
how do you
never heard it
describe
called that way, but we could start that. Is that a thing? Have you heard that?
No, my friend says stuff like that.
Okay, I love that. Momcore.
Shout out to Roxana, another mom.
Hey mama.
But yeah, it's like, hey mama, like just kind of doing like the stereotypical what it would be.
Yeah.
Ashleigh, thank you for being here. Guest number one. How does it feel?
It feels so good. And I'm your biggest fan. Like already I'm like fanning out right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, yeah, let's like jump right into it. Tell us about your kids. How many do you have? When did you tell us about your mom life? Like, okay, how do you qualify to be here?
Well, I'm a mama. I have 2 girls. They just turned 3 and 6. Mm-hmm. They're 3 years apart. Their birthdays are 2 weeks apart. So they're just like, they're very similar, but different, obviously different ages, like totally different things we're going through with each of them right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because your first daughter was born during COVID. Is that what you mean when you say that?
No, just developmentally.
Oh.
You know, like Lucy's 6. She's about to be, she just graduated kindergarten. Billy's 3. She's a toddler and like completely insane.
Yeah.
And well, they both kind of are.
Yeah.
I have wild girls.
No, I'm like, you know, the same. It's nuts.
Yeah. Like sometimes.
She doesn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Gio doesn't listen to me.
I know.
How do you get them to listen to you when they're like screaming and laying on the floor in public? And
I mean, you can't.
What do you do?
You can
I just tell you really quick what happened to me, and you tell me what you would have done?
Please.
So, by the way, Steven, my husband, is out of town for the entire month. So I'm alone with them. And it's like nuts. Like,
and I don't know if you said you have a newborn too, right?
Yeah, I have a 3-month-old and a 2-month-old. Thank you, Ashleigh.
Yeah, because that's hard.
Yeah, let me introduce the kids to the listeners. We got we got Gia and Roman. Gia is 2. She is wild. She's very 2. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like the phrase. I'm gonna be all over the place. I don't like the phrase terrible twos.
I don't either.
I think it's so rude.
It is rude.
I think it's negative.
Yeah.
And like my mom's like, ugh, terrible twos. I'm like, shut the up.
Yeah.
Like don't, especially when anyone else says it.
Well,
like
also,
I'm the only one who can
I
say
also
it.
feel like it's like negative, but it also kind of like minimizes because there's like more that's going on. I feel like it's like a developmental thing. Their brain is like exploding, and it's like. Is not terrible. It's like it's like cool. They're like coming out, but like
that is such a positive perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of just like it's like that's been a term for a long time. So I doubt that like when we were kids, that when we were called terrible twos, people were like, no, it's like the gentle parenting outlook of like developmental versus like these kids are pieces of
yeah, like let's go have a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, so Gia was wild and I took them to a music class. Shout out to Love Bug and me in Los Feliz. That's where we go to music class. And I had Roman in the carrier. I had Gia. I was trying to put her in a stroller after the class, and she would not get in. And then she ran out barefoot because she didn't put her shoes on after class. Ran out onto the street on Hillhurst in Los Feliz. And
you have the baby.
And I'm the baby. And like obviously you can't like bend over in the carrier. And it was like so horrible. And then I'm like, Gia, get in the stroller. And then it's like I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like that's like the thing. It's like, you know that whole phrase about our parents did the best they could?
Yes.
That just clicked for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have one of those moments?
I have them literally all the time.
But like, do you know what I mean?
Yes. Like you're like, you have all this. So we have all this information coming in, like social media, all this stuff, like all these parenting things, all this advice and everything like that. And in those moments, that like it just, you don't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't utilize some of those things. You're like, oh, okay, this is the kind of parent I want to be.
Right.
But like when your daughter's running into the street and you have your baby
like,
strapped on you, you're like, get the in the stroller.
I know, and then I feel like I look crazy.
Yeah.
But it's people who have kids will understand, but people who don't. But then it's like, why am I caring?
Yeah.
Why am I caring?
I think that was like a big thing, like letting go of like giving a shit.
Did you do that?
Slowly,
Like go through that process?
Slowly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Lucy, I had like an insane amount of anxiety and like a lot of it surrounding like, what are people thinking of me right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or what is extended family thinking of me right now? What is my husband thinking of me right now? What are my kids thinking of me right now? What are like the people in public thinking of me right now?
Yeah. I still have that.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like I was at a 4th of July. I brought the kids to Stacy's and they were like, oh, we'll hold Roman. And then in my head, I'm like, is that a trick? Like, do you want to see if I'm a good mom by saying like, no, I'll hold him? Or like, do I allow you to hold him?
Right.
And then like.
Yeah. It's a mind
I think they're with me.
Yes. It's a mind It's a total mind So what did you do when
I let them hold it? No, I'm kidding.
No, when Gio ran into the street.
No, I know. I ran to the sidewalk, like barefoot on the street.
Okay,
like could have been running into the cars,
right, sure.
But very busy street, and I think I just like bent down and tried to pick her up and like pull her over there. So this is what I've been doing lately, and I don't like this. Mm-hmm. I've been bribing her.
Oh,
is that like?
That's so funny. I was just talking about that.
You were?
Yeah, because
I'm like, okay, or it's threats. Like, yes. Okay, no TV.
Yes.
And then she's like, yeah, TV.
Right. And then you hear, and then you'll like, I don't know if you do, but like I read parenting books and like listen to parenting podcasts.
You read physical books.
I do audiobooks.
Okay.
While I'm cleaning the house. Very mama thing to do.
Mama tip number 1. Yeah. Take a shot of your espresso, mamas.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, guys.
But I did better with Lucy not to trying not to comfort her with things that I didn't want her to have like unhealthy relationships with. So like in the beginning with Lucy, I was very conscious, but had a lot of anxiety, which is like, but you know, like I didn't want to be like, here's a cookie or a lollipop to get her to like calm down.
Yeah.
I wanted her to learn how to like calm down naturally. Like instead, like, okay, we take deep breaths, or I'm going to comfort you this way, like healthy ways.
The things we learned from Bluey.
Right. But then it doesn't work all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's not that it doesn't work, but like sometimes you have to just get in your car seat and we have to go and like here's a lollipop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like the luxury of doing like the deep breathing exercises and like being who you want to be only takes place in your home. Like when there's like external, like when you're outside on the street and there's all this other like coming your way, like I go into fight or flight. I'm not.
Me too. You start sweating and like getting like so
I'm sweating right now.
Yeah. Just thinking
I'm always sweating.
So you got her in your car, her
in the stroller. Yeah, but it's like a fight.
It's a
like
battle.
Everything with her is a fight right now.
So we're still in that with Billy. She's 3 and we're still in that with
scares
Billy.
me.
It should scare you, but I will say, knowing that, like, because I have a 6-year-old too who's been through all the stages, and now with her it's like it's different things, but I never have a hard time getting Lucy in the car seat anymore. And for the same amount of time it's taking Billy, I had a hard time with getting Lucy in the car seat. So it ends. It's just never in our time.
So is the reason why it's not hard anymore is because she grew out of it, or because she likes being like the mature one?
I think she grew out of it.
So what's like your trick when you just have to like
get him in the car seat?
Be like, do it.
It's a fight every single morning.
So do you do bribes and empty threats, which we shouldn't be doing?
I do a mix of everything.
Yeah.
Like I kind of meet them where they're at. Like if she's super crabby and like because I'm very connected. Like I already know when we're heading downstairs to get in the car whether it's going to be like really like what I'm going to need to do.
Yeah. Oh, you're anticipating like her mood.
Yeah. Like I already know. Like, okay, today I keep a little thing of Pop Rocks. You know Pop Rocks, the candy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I keep a little thing of Pop Rocks in the hallway downstairs.
Where'd you find them? Your local baseball shop? No. With the pogs?
I get them at World Market.
Oh, okay.
Shout out World Market, mamas.
Mama tip number 2.
But I keep the Pop Rocks because they're like little.
Yeah.
And I'll just put like 3 in my hand. And like something about the like popping for them, like they're like, oh, they like the sugar, but then it gets in their mouth and it starts popping and they completely forget what the you know what I mean?
Yes. It's a good distraction.
Yeah.
It's explosive.
So I'll be like, you want a Pop Rock? And she's like, yep. And just like gets right in her seat. And then she's like, it's popping.
Ooh.
And then we go. But then there's other, I suppose I should probably be more consistent because, you know, but there's just some times where you have to do that.
Yeah. Like, what time did you get up this morning?
Billy wakes up at like 6.
Isn't that like...
She was waking up at 5.
Did you ever foresee this being her life?
No. No. It's been like a whole long process of acceptance.
It's insane.
It's insane. I was never like an early morning person. Were you?
No, but I don't have a problem with waking up early in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine to get up and go.
Yeah.
Like Steven, like it takes him a long time and he's like really out of it. But like I could just like accept it like being up and I'm like I'm up.
Right.
Actually, what's been really good is like if Roman and like me will get up like a little earlier before Gia sometimes, and like if I get a chance to get up before her, it's so much nicer to like set myself up for success in the morning.
Yeah.
And like way less chaotic.
Like
it's
have
like
coffee.
Or like hop in the shower really quick, or like take Jagger to the bathroom, or like whatever it is.
Right.
As long as I could do that before she gets up, like it's gonna feel like how do you set yourself up for success for like a calmer morning if possible?
I do like cleaning the night before.
How long are you cleaning for?
All
you talk about is cleaning.
I know, because I'm a little OCD.
Like, what's your cleaning life?
Well, it's hard because we have 2 dogs too.
Yeah.
We have like a huge dog, like an 80-pound, he might be 90 pounds, like husky mix.
Yeah.
So there's hair everywhere all the time. And,
yeah.
and then Klaus, who's dirty, and then my husband, who is dirty
and does jujitsu.
Shout
out to the husbands.
And the kids. Yeah. Shout out daddies.
Hey, daddies.
Who's wonderful. I love my husband. But it's a lot like looking after. Like I'm like, more traditional. I don't
have
a
trad
job.
wife.
Are
you a trad wife?
What's a trad wife?
You don't know what a trad wife is?
No.
It's those wives on Instagram who are like they kind of seem like Mormon. Or like very traditional.
Yes.
And like they're always like
trad
cooking
wife.
and
yes.
you are.
I mean,
you're a modern trad wife.
I'm a modern. I use the microwave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I use the microwave.
And you don't have chickens.
I don't have.
But you
wish
would love to.
I would love.
You would love
I would
to.
love it.
I could totally see you with a coop.
I would love. I mean, I tell Taylor all the time. Like we'll be sitting in like the driveway where like our yard where our kids are playing, and I'm just like, isn't this nice to have like a little glimpse of what like a beautiful backyard would be?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, I want chickens.
No, totally.
And a little
I
farm.
can't wait until I have a yard. I think that will give like a lot of, it would just open up so much. I mean, like I think like a lot of the guilt, and again, like I know I'm all over the place. Do you mind?
No.
Okay.
I am too. I don't mind.
I was thinking about this today. I'm like I hate sometimes when Gia's just parking in front of the TV, and like sometimes like I use it as a totally different subject now, by the way.
No, that's
and I
fine.
want to get back to cleaning. God, I do.
That's fine. No. I talk about cleaning so much.
But like, yeah, like when I have a backyard, like it'll be so nice to just say go outside and play.
Yes.
Because like growing up, that was like my life.
Yes.
Like playing outdoors.
Yeah, and I think it benefits kids so much. Like sometimes I see my kids like I have the two girls, and they're like, I was gonna say, like, people always say like, you have two girls, like, boy moms. They'll be like, must be so nice that they just like sit in color and like play dress up. And I'm
what
like,
do they think this is?
Dude, they're crazy. Like Lucy last night, I was taking a shower, was literally climbing the walls, like butt naked, like outside the shower, climbing. Like they're wild girls.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look at them and I'm like, they need like to just like be a little more free, and like I'm trying to see figure out what that looks like living in LA, where you can't just like send them to the store or like, you know what I mean? Like my friends, I grew up in Minnesota, my friends from Minnesota, they have kids the same age and some younger. They can just like go to the neighbor's house, let them out the door, and the kids like run over to the neighbor's house, and they come back and they have this like beautiful freedom of like that I think is beneficial to their development, their confidence. Like,
yeah, I grew up in a neighborhood with like kids my age, and we all rode bikes around the neighborhood and like played together and stuff. Yeah, we don't have that like cul-de-sac vibe.
No. So we've been trying to like with Lucy, the 6-year-old, like we've been trying to so she just learned how to ride a bike with like no training wheels, and we have like that we live in a townhouse, and there's like all it's kind of like a big community, and I'll text the group chat or whatever, and I'll be like, just so you all know, because there's cars, Lucy's going to be riding her bike by herself in the driveway, so be cautious with your cars. But I don't tell her I do that, and I just say, Lucy, like, do you want to go ride your bike outside by yourself? And she'll put Taylor Swift on in her like it's so cute, in her speaker in the basket, and then she'll like just ride her bike outside, and she feels so like confident doing that.
Yes.
But it's like it's kind of hard because it's like there's just outside the door there's like crazy people.
That's so cute.
It is cute.
I love that.
And she loves it.
Yeah, we have like a front yard. Like we live in a townhouse with a front yard, but it's like there's no like fence, and
so you can't just be like, Gia, go play.
Yeah, like we have to be there, and she loves to like be out there and play, but then she loves to be mischievous, and like she'll look at us and check and like try to like run onto the sidewalk, and like she's taken off a couple of times like laughing, and it's not funny, bitch.
It's so annoying.
Sorry, shouldn't call her bitch.
I mean, they are bitches sometimes. They're like such bitches. Like I looked at Taylor like so many times yesterday, and I was like, they're insane.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? They're crazy.
But like, I think our husbands are both like kind of blind to like what we go through.
Oh, totally.
Like
the invisible load. Have you heard of the invisible load?
I have Instagram.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Can you explain it to for people who don't know?
I mean, what I know is it's just like, you know, we're constantly thinking of, okay, what are we doing this weekend? What laundry needs to get done? Like dusting, like just the mental load of like our list of things to do. But then there's also like an emotional load. Like, are the kids okay? Like, do they feel safe? Do they feel secure? Is their like cup full? Like, are they doing okay in school? Like, you know, like there's just this
a million like nonstop
emotional
things.
And I feel like the emotional thing, does that get you a lot? It gets me.
What do you mean?
Just like
emotions. What do you
like
mean?
you were saying, like are they okay? Is she okay? You know what I mean? Like, are they okay? Like, she seems so upset lately.
Yes,
like what can I do to help her?
It breaks my heart. Well, it's when she's just watching TV, which I let her do like an hour a day or so.
It's okay.
Or so. I know.
When Billy was new, Lucy watched so much TV. It was insane.
Well, now that Steven's out of town, I'm like, I have to like, so I can shower. Like, she has to sit in my bed and watch TV.
Yeah.
You know? And when she's like focused and like there by herself, she sometimes looks, I'm like, does she look sad or is she focused on the TV? You know? And then I like walk over there and I'm like giving her a million kisses and I'm like hugging her and I'm like, I love you. I tell her I love you like 1,000 times a day.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mama, don't do that.
She's just because she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
Because she's totally fine.
It might be something I'm like projecting.
Yeah, which I do a lot too.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
So let's be honest. Our husbands both got Crocs.
I'm so excited. First of all, okay, so Steven, like I kind of understood, right?
What?
Like, you know, he was like, I want the Croc, you know, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then when Taylor was like, I just ordered mine, I was like, he's joking. Like, I was like, I get it with Steven, but like when Taylor was like, I'm gonna do it, I was like, no. And then he's like, he texted me like, today's a big day. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, my Crocs are coming.
But they're serious.
They're dead serious.
So how do you feel about that? Because I haven't broken the news to Steven that I hate it. And that's my truth, Ashleigh, that I told you.
I mean, he has to know.
He doesn't know. Or he's ignoring it. I'm being supportive.
You're kind of being like you're being supportive, but you're also just like, I'm just like, Crocs. Right?
Yeah, but like inside,
inside, you're like, I'm
upset. He can do what he wants. Like, I like the idea that he's like eccentric.
He, though?
I mean, like he's like going through like he's like finding himself. I think we all go through like little, you know, like different chapters of identities and like especially as parents and as we get older and you know, he's like, I think I just want to get like those jumpsuits that like mechanics wear and like in Crocs and just like have that be my uniform for the rest of my life.
I mean,
and I think the jumpsuits are hot. Those are hot.
Cute.
But like the Crocs, like stop. And plus he has color tattoos on his legs, like very 90s SoCal.
Right. What are the tattoos?
They're like insane.
Really?
Like one's like a squid or something, like some kind of sea creature. The other one's like a brain that has like different thought bubbles. Like one of them says San Diego. Like
that is so 90s.
They were mistakes. They were like mistakes, but they're fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care.
Yeah.
But they're like bizarre. And just that combined with the Crocs, but I'm like supporting him. So anyways, like both of our husbands got really excited to get these Crocs in our group chat, and they were like egging each other on with like ordering them.
Right.
And
I kind of played a part though too.
But I couldn't tell if you really meant it.
I've been joking the whole time.
You have been.
Right. But
I wasn't sure.
But I'm in on the joke. I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of like, I'm not like.
Well, like, was Taylor joking about like the hat and the shorts?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Those
I was
jean
getting
shorts.
nervous.
The jean shorts. But so Taylor's came.
Yeah.
And they were, not only were there Crocs, but they're like way too big.
Oh God.
So it's like really bad.
Why didn't you just return them? Because he
he
ordered
ordered them
away.
on Amazon, and Taylor's like very impulsive. Like he just like I'll be like, okay, I'll get him a bunch of clothes. I'll be like, don't take the tags off. If something doesn't fit, I'll return it and whatever. And he'll just get it, just start ripping off. Just putting it on. And then if it and I'm like, so he just does that.
Was there notable sadness
in him or me?
With him, with them not fitting?
Yeah, but he also tried to validate. Like he's like, well, they still fit. Like I can still wear them. You know what I mean? But he did order another pair.
Yeah.
He ordered actually matching ones to Steven.
That's wild. Yeah.
So do you hate it to the point where like
it's fine
if he's around and he's wearing them? Are you resentful?
I'm not resentful. Like I just have to support him at this point. But like inside, I'm like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like we went to the mall because like he specifically wanted to get them in person. He could not wait for like an overnight delivery.
Funny.
And he took the tags off at the register.
Yeah. Oh my
God. To put them on. That's how excited
so
he was.
Put them on in the Crocs
in the
store. In the Crocs store.
Yes. He ripped off the tag and put them on right there. And I was like,
that's so funny.
I was mortified. And he was like, you're so uncomfortable. I was like, no, that's awesome. Like, he's so sensitive. So, like, I really, like, have to be, and I want to support him.
Sure.
And
just his like, Croc journey.
And, I have to support his journey. So, do you have any fun things in your purse? I was thinking, like, what kind of, like, things do we have in our purse as moms?
Girl. So Lucy and I just got back from the beach, like Laguna Beach. So there's literally sand in my purse. And
I love that purse. That's so cute.
Thanks.
I have a dirty nursing pad.
Oh, can I smell it? I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
No, it hasn't been used yet. But it's like dirty.
Do you use those? I never really used.
What?
I mean, I did. Did you do the
There's ink
washable?
You use the reusable ones?
The washable ones. And then you just wash them.
Reusable ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I never liked the like toss out ones.
Is it like to be like earth friendly?
I just liked it more. Like something about the pads, like it felt like having like a maxi pad in my bra.
It does.
But the other one just felt kind of like a bra.
Do you leak a lot?
I used to in the beginning. In the beginning.
Yeah.
And then once, I can't remember at what stage, but like once I got kind of in the flow of it, I kind of stopped.
See, I leak a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
Did it ever stop with Gia? Did it ever like...
What happens is if I feed on one side, it starts coming out the other side.
Yeah. But then eventually... At least for me, it would like
slow down and even out.
You would even out. Like my boobs would get like used to it. But I would have to then feed her on the other side.
Yeah.
But like my boob was like trained to like
I don't remember that. But no, mine just like shoots out and it shoots him all over the face and he's like,
Yeah. That was I kind of missed that.
It's like a super soaker.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's super fun. Let's see.
I used to have like toys, so that's what I was kind of hoping I'd like pull out.
Mine are like I feel like mine are kind of over the. I literally have another purse in my purse. Another purse.
Oh.
Sunglasses. I'm trying to. Are we emptying it, or are we just trying to find?
Mine wasn't
funky?
as eventful as I thought.
I feel like mine isn't either. Oh wait, a mini shovel.
See, that's the gold I was looking for. That's really
shovel.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah, from like a birthday party.
That's so cute.
That was like construction worker theme.
You know what's so funny is like some of these party bags, I'm like,
it's all trash.
Well, not only that, but like the toys are just like, my kid's not 10.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're giving this to a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Like no. Like you're giving her like a tiny bouncy ball.
Yeah. Oh yes, I know.
Just shit like that.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. I think that. I mean, I always tried to like do, I don't know, like gift bags that were age appropriate. Yeah.
So was there like a switch for you when you became a mom? Like, did you go through like an identity adjustment initially with Lucy?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
It was huge. Like it was, well, because I feel like I wanted to have kids. Like Lucy wasn't like planned. We weren't like trying not.
Oh.
Both of the kids.
Oh.
Both of them. We're not.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't. Neither of them were planned. But we weren't like trying to not. We were like we both wanted kids.
Yeah.
But we were just like.
If it happens,
when it happens. Like,
but he was like busting in you to try to get you.
Yeah, but he
was it with like the effort of trying to get pregnant though?
No.
It was just like,
we
let's
were just
live
like,
our
let's
lives.
go. Let's live our lives. And like, if I get pregnant,
oh, cool.
Yay.
Okay.
And so, yeah, my life was just like so different. And like, did you have a lot of experience with like kids?
None.
Yeah.
Absolutely
me neither.
none. I didn't have cousins.
Yeah.
Like
I did, but we were the youngest. And like, I was never like that person who was like, give me your baby.
I had never held a baby.
I never changed a diaper. I think I changed a diaper once when I babysat for Taylor's cousin, and I like accidentally changed it backwards. She came home and she was like, the diaper's on backwards. I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I had never held a baby. I never changed a diaper.
Yeah. And so it was like Lucy was a total shock. And not only that, but like I had to have a planned C-section, and it was like so up, like the heel, like I couldn't stand up straight for like a month, I think. And there was like a mourning process. Like I was like where I realized it was like a few weeks in, I hadn't slept. I don't think I had the support I needed. You know what I mean? Which like in the long run made me a stronger mom. Yeah. And like taught me so much, but brought me so much anxiety, and I was so overwhelmed. And I remember just being like, I can't go to the store like whenever I want. You know what I mean? Like, because I was
things have changed. Like you had that realization.
I was yes, and I just like grieved.
Yeah, grieving your old life.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything. Like
it's
I was like healing from like serious surgery, a slave to like breastfeeding, like totally exhausted, no shower. And I was like used to, you know, having like whole self-care days and like getting massages and going, you know, on Saturday, like, oh, maybe I'll sleep until 10 and then go to the farmer's market and, you know.
Finishing an episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
A meal.
And then it was just, I was.
It's such a drastic change.
Such a drastic change.
And yeah, like what would you tell a mother, I mean, a soon-to-be mother, like who's pregnant? You know, like everyone's like, sleep as much as you can.
Well.
Like now.
Okay, so like you, like I remember when you got pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's very hard because I always want to be like honest, because I feel like people weren't with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you know the moms who are like, everything's great. Like they're just like, they don't tell you, like
yeah.
Like
I'm trying to like think of who I know like that.
I know a handful.
Yeah.
Where it's
and
not
you're like that's not true.
It's not, yeah. And it's not like, I feel like it's not intentional. Maybe it's just their way of coping with things, or maybe things are just easier for some people. But like, it just didn't feel like I got like the real scoop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when things were like hard, even in the beginning when things were hard, I was like, is something wrong with me? Like, is this okay? So I always try and be honest without like scaring people. Do you think I was honest with you?
I don't remember even like what you might have said.
Yeah, I remember trying not to scare, I remember trying not to scare you.
Yeah.
I think particularly with having a second. Yeah. I remember like, I was like, okay, I don't want to like say like, okay, it's really crazy for a little while, like the adjustment. But I was like, it's hard. It's an adjustment.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, girl.
You're gonna be mentally ill.
Yeah, mentally.
Yeah. It's definitely like a huge adjustment, I think. But the positive part about going from 1 to 2 is you know what to do.
Oh,
and
totally.
I think that I spent so much of my first pregnancy and with my first child, like the anxiety and overthinking takes up so much space in your brain and wastes so much energy. And now just like knowing what I'm doing more, it's like it's like there's so much more space available for others.
It's like feels like free, like more freedom almost.
Yeah, and like confident, you know, and experience, and you're like, oh, I already know what to do.
Big time.
My first pregnancy, I was worried about every little thing. Like,
I remember.
I know.
I remember.
I was always melting down because there's also like so many crazy things that happen, and like the weird
to
thing
your
is,
body.
it's like everything is normal, but like it's the weirdest shit. Like the hormones and everything that just like happens, and the pains and like the soreness and like all the weird little things, and that was like tripping me out. I went to the ER when I was like 5 weeks because I was like freaking out and had anxiety. And like my second pregnancy, like I rarely had anxiety, but I also didn't really have time to think about it because I was busy. Yeah.
The second's so much easier.
Yeah. You helped me so much when I was pregnant.
Good.
And that's like the thing too, that like it's like I didn't have too many friends who were moms.
Right. Me too.
You know, initially.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because like the ones who do have kids, like you just become close with them and they just help you so much in this like amazing way.
Yes.
And your other friends who don't have kids just like don't understand.
They don't get it.
They don't.
It's sad. And it's hard too because I lost like
me too.
Friendships.
Yeah.
And it's not like and the ones that don't have kids that have stuck around thoroughly understand and have taken like significant like personal growth to understand my position.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and it hasn't been a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Because they're not making it about them.
It's not about them. Yes. And it I understand the ones that like literally have, I mean, I've had, you know what, I would say a couple just kind of drop off and then one kind of falling out type situation where it was like, I wasn't meeting this person's needs in the friendship. And I was like, I literally can't. Like, I'm sorry, you know? Like, I feel like that's not my job. My job now is to be a mother.
Did you say that? Or
yes.
like
I was
really?
very...
what happened?
So that's the one thing I've gotten so good at being a mom is boundaries. Except I got to learn it with my kids a little better. But like with other people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't take... If you're going to be gnarly, like... Moving on, I'm sorry. And I don't
it's like animal instincts.
Yes, and I don't do it like I don't attack. I don't go like you're a bitch and for thinking that and I'm actually you know, I just say I put up the boundary. I just say I am not capable of fulfilling your needs as a friend, like, and vice versa. So
that's so well said.
Blocked.
You blocked them?
Yeah. Well, this one particularly cuckoo.
Yeah.
But who was a wonderful friend for a long time, like just so fun. Like crazy ones are always so fun.
Yeah, I have a lot of that too, and it's and people who are like very good friends, but like there just becomes this like real separation of like you just don't have a lot of things in common anymore.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I would text all day about with these people.
Yeah.
Are things that I don't have time to think about.
Exactly.
Like I don't have time to talk about this with you.
Yeah. Well, and then you meet, you know, like us, you know what I mean? Like we, you know, I knew of you, but then all of a sudden you become a mom and you're like, what do I do here? And then all of a sudden you're like texting with all these moms that like you don't see as, you know, you weren't in your life so much before, but all of a sudden you're just like,
it just shifts.
It's a shift.
And that was like weird too because so I went to like a mommy and me, which I think is great to do for like any new mom, especially if you don't have like a lot of mom friends either, because it gives you that opportunity for community and like to talk with people and relate and everything. And for me, like when I walked into this room, like everyone was so nice, but these aren't people I would ever hang out with.
Right.
And I feel bad saying that.
No, I felt
like
the
if
same
any
way.
of them ever listen to this, like I don't mean it in a bad way.
It's not
I just
in a bad
mean
way.
it like
they're just not.
I wouldn't have assumed that, like, you know what I mean? But it becomes this like other thing of like relating and like it's like we have to like hang out and like it's about the kids like having play dates, but then it's like so be open and like get along with this other person and then you're like, oh, they're like nice and it feels good to like have someone to talk about like what you're going through with, and it feels really good, you know, like it's like a biological, you know, like we need that.
Just like the tribe. Like
yes,
you just
yes,
start like,
yes.
especially living in a place, you know, where you're like, your mom's not right down the street or you don't have people like, you know what I mean? Like you need other moms to help.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do get like the like whole just like, I don't know about that mom.
Yeah. Totally.
Not in like a bad way, just like, you know.
Yeah. It's funny to like do these play dates.
Oh yeah.
With like the other parents.
Yeah.
Steven says it's like a blind date
It
for
is.
the parents.
It is. Yeah. Do you act different?
No.
You like the
I
same?
noticed like I know I curse a lot.
Yeah.
But I think I don't notice when I'm around certain people, but I really notice that I curse a lot in front of like these other people.
Right. Like in front of just like a new mom, like you'll just be like, oh,
just naturally curse.
Yeah.
So then I'll like notice that about myself.
I accidentally cursed to Lucy's teacher the other day.
That's okay, right?
I mean, she's cool. So it was like, but it was very like, oh, like she just
really
like I felt very like, oh.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I can't remember. It was like it wasn't like
yeah,
but it was like, oh, you know.
that's okay.
Yeah, I think so.
We're all people.
Yeah. Lucy the other day was like, what did she say? What were we doing? I can't remember what we were doing, but we were doing something where I like made a mistake and I was like, oops. And she was like, or you could say, oh, and I was like, yes, you're right. I could say, oh,
Yeah. It's so funny when me and Steven early on were like, we don't mind if she curses just because we both curse. So
Yeah.
it's like, it wasn't a big deal to us. So it's just like funny, like when she randomly like dropped something and she was like, oh, and like I don't necessarily want her to do that,
Right.
but it was just funny to hear it.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah,
it's like kind of cute. And it's cute too because like Lucy, like she knows. Like she'll be like, Daddy said, God damn it.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Daddy did say, God damn it. Like, you know, but she knows like not to say it. Like she won't be like, she doesn't say it unless she's talking about like what you could, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's the crazy thing too is that I feel like when we were growing up, there was like this air of like you could talk about things in front of kids and parents would be like, they don't know what we're saying.
Yeah.
But like my daughter, who's 2, is incredibly receptive.
Yeah.
She repeats everything.
Yeah.
Like I'm very aware of like what I talk about around her.
Yeah.
Like even my mom will be like, wow, she's really cranky in front of her. And I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
That's
that.
good because they do soak it up.
Yeah. And yeah, I've had like a lot of uncomfortable conversations with my mom to just be like, hey, like I'm parenting differently.
Yeah.
And she'll take it
Have
personally.
you said that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's huge.
I know. Well, there's such a difference, you know, and like she'll say things in front that I'm like, no, like my daughter is very smart. Like she's going to take that in. Like I don't want to like put that on her when you like make observations about like her being moody or cranky or like saying that. Like
what was her response?
She, of course, she was like offended. And like she was like, oh,
but I
how
feel
dare
like
you?
I feel like these will be the kind of grandmothers we'll be. Are you excited to be a grandma?
I'm not thinking that yet.
I feel like that's where I'm going to be.
Wait, you're already thinking about that?
Here and there.
Who do you want to be?
Just, you know, like, I don't know. I literally think, like, I'm like, okay, I need to exercise and keep my body good and stay healthy so I can be a great grandma.
Ooh.
Like, I think, like, I'm very excited for that. I love my stage now. Yeah. But I just feel like that's going to be, but I feel like we're, like, this generation of mothers are going to be really good mother-in-laws and really good grandmas. Because I feel like, sometimes I feel like the generation of our parents, like they're so, I don't know if it's like a guilt thing, if they're like guilty for like, you know what I mean? But like they can't, like some of them can't go past like, oh, I made some mistakes, like progression, like the evolution of like people and kindness and like awareness and mindfulness, you know what I mean? Like, like I feel like,
they're all narcissists.
Yes, all of them.
Wait, why are
like,
all of our
like
parents are narcissists?
And there's no like self-development.
None.
Like no, like, oh, I see you're doing something different and like that actually makes sense. And that's great. Like, cool. Like,
there's
cool,
no
Chelsea.
correcting.
Actually, that sounds like a really good idea that you're not talking about your daughter in front of her.
Yeah.
You know
like
what I
nothing
mean?
can be a conversation.
Yeah. Like if they would just go, like, I feel like we'll, you know, it feels good to be in this generation of parenting.
Yeah.
Because like we're just more aware. And then, you know, you go farther, like it'll be interesting to see how they are.
Yeah. Probably so annoying.
Yeah. And then, oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they already are.
No,
honestly.
but like the generation right now, like
the generation right
Z
now
are
is-
going to be the worst parents.
the worst.
They're going to be like, you hurt my daughter's feelings.
Oh, horrible, horrible. But, and then I feel like that's what I'm saying about the grandparents.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're kind of like this, hopefully, the start of like just development. Like, we'll be, you know, and then our kids will learn more. And then they'll tell us how they're parenting differently. And maybe we'll have the perspective of going like, oh, that's
nice.
That's cool. Like, let's all grow.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. It's like when I was younger, like my mom would wash my mouth out with soap. Wow. On like a number of times.
Yeah.
Like liquid soap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I think I had an aunt that did that.
like my grandpa like spanked me with a belt.
Yeah.
My mom spanked me with a hairbrush with the bristle side.
We had spankings too.
Yeah. Like I think that was a thing of the times.
Yeah. Everyone did it.
Everyone.
Yeah.
But I would never imagine doing that to my daughter. I mean, that's abuse.
I would never do that.
Like
And
if my dad.
That's not to say I don't want to like, you know, judge anyone that does, because I do know like
Spankings?
Okay, yes. Because I don't think it's okay.
Are we talking about?
What's that?
Sounds like you know a couple spankers. Yeah, that's not my vibe.
Yeah, no, me neither. I think it causes damage, and I think it's also like inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like something about like the spanking on the bottom.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a little weird. And I can't believe that
that happened for so long.
That happened to all of us.
Even like nuns doing it with yardsticks.
Yes.
Like, why are you spanking us on the butt?
Why? Yeah. And did you ever like there was a difference between like a spanking over the pants and a bare butt spanking? Because the bare butt hurt worse.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
But it's like, oh, you're gonna get your pants pulled down.
Yeah, get your pants pulled down,
That's
and like we're gonna pull them down because it hurts more. And the crazy
part
is,
sick.
The crazy part is, it doesn't even like really hurt that bad, but it was just scary.
It's like an extra shaming thing.
Yeah,
that's weird.
We're having like a moment where it's fucked.
Weird.
Spanking's fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's fucked. You know, there's rules to it now.
What?
You have to use
rules to what?
There's like
spanking
legal rules.
Oh, in some states they allow spanking?
They still allow it, but there's rules to it.
What are the rules?
Like it's not considered abuse or something. I don't know specifically. I've just heard that you have to use 5 fingers or something. Google. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Bring it up. Do you bring stuff up? No. All right. Didn't get them ready for that. The rules of spanking.
You're going to get some like BDSM thing pop up.
Yeah, this is like
rules of spanking children. Are we going to get like
I don't even want to Google this. We're trying to find the rules of spanking children. We don't like it, by the way. I don't know if you've been listening.
Yeah, we're not spankers.
We feel bad.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. This is sick.
It is pretty.
Episode 1 coming in hot. It's not even loading. Okay.
Episode
my
1,
phone
spanking.
hasn't been working.
Our thoughts on spanking.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
I'll never do that.
No.
Yeah, it's funny. One of my clients, she was like, my mom said she was going to wash my mouth out with soap. I was like, oh my God, you're so abusive. And I said to her, my mom literally did that to me all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like this girl was 26. Okay, let's see. It is not illegal for parents to spank their child using an object like a paddle, for example. Who has a paddle?
Up?
If spanking is justifiable.
Do you know how up that is?
In California, justifiable spanking means a reasonable individual would deem the punishment necessary under similar circumstances, and the chosen spanking method was reasonable.
I'm like gonna cry.
That's
sad.
so dark.
Well, also like I feel guilty. Like we were talking. Like I feel guilty. Like I yelled at Lucy the other day, and when I yell at her, I'm not like I'm not yelling like my parents yelled.
Yeah,
I'm yelling like Lucy.
Yeah,
like I'm being firm, and that's and she's like, you yelled at me. She's very sensitive.
Yeah,
and like I feel
and
I get mom guilt. You know how it is. Like I get mom guilt over like having to move her and away from you know what I mean, or getting mad or whatever. I can't imagine.
Do you think your parents felt bad?
I was just gonna say.
Did they feel
I bet
bad?
this is why they're so detached. They're dissociated because they can't. If they had to go into themselves and look at.
They could do it with acid, but they can't do it with this.
Emotional,
70s parents.
Physical abuse.
Yes.
They would be devastated because they're not horrible.
No.
Like I think they just have to dissociate from that. Like they have.
Can you imagine though, just like doing that and then disassociating from it?
No.
Because we've developed more.
We've developed. We've progressed.
Yeah. So it's like we can't go back. Yeah.
We can't.
I can't mentally fathom it though.
No.
It's so bizarre.
No, but it still happens.
Yeah. It's sick.
It's sick.
It's funny you say about the yelling thing. Yeah. Because do you remember like when you yelled at your kid and then heard your voice? And you're like,
yes.
Whoa.
Yes. It happened like 2 days ago with Lucy. And Lucy is at an age now where she can tell me like, you've been like mad a lot lately and it hurts my feelings. Like she'll tell me that kind of stuff. And she said that the other day, like once a month when I'm PMSing, I'm crabby. I'm crabby. You know what I mean? And she notices now and she'll tell me.
Yeah.
And that like, yeah.
I'm trying to find my reprimanding voice.
Okay. What does it sound like? Can you do it? I'm like so curious.
So I've gone too far.
Oh, me too.
Like I've been like, Gia, no.
Is that the worst though?
Let's do our reprimanding voice. Okay, wait, but that's not even my voice. It's a voice I don't know.
Well, because it comes from like deep, like
it's deep inside.
It's deep. You get mad,
and it's like I think I have to do some voice that's gonna like make them listen to me.
Sure.
But what I'm
like
realizing
control.
is I think if I adjusted it and just had like a firmness.
Yeah.
That would probably work better.
Yes.
And this is like me learning as a parent. Like I'm not saying this is good. I'm not saying this is okay. It never feels good.
No.
Never feels good.
Mm-mm. I've heard.
No.
Yeah. So I've heard like, I don't know where, but that, and I don't always do any of this stuff, but that if you get down to their eye level.
Yeah.
Like if someone's imagine like the height difference. Like if someone that much taller than you were like rattling off things to do or like to not do, and in this voice, like you'd just be kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be terrifying.
But if someone like came up to your face and like was in your face and was like, I will not let you run into the street. You know what I mean? Like she can probably hear it.
Yeah, be more
receptive.
Hear it better. Yeah.
However, like
it's hard to do that
don't.
in the moment, though.
Oh, 100%.
See, like I think for me, it's like a knee-jerk reaction. Like Gia was like trying to like head dive from like the jacuzzi into the pool yesterday.
Yeah.
At the house we were at.
Right.
And I was like, Gia, no, And then I feel like everyone looks at me like I'm crazy, and they're like, she's a like bitch.
Were they?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
And then,
unless
like, when
they
you have
were,
a reaction
because there are
like that,
people that do judge, which like, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Yes.
But like, yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Like you have to tell your kid to stop sometimes. Like if your kid's running into a street and there's a car coming, you're going to scream at the top of your lungs.
You know what was so weird?
What?
When I was younger, I went into a neighbor's car. Like you would do weird shit when you're little?
Yes.
I was probably like 10 or 12.
You have no idea.
So there was like an old man in our neighborhood and I like broke into his car and I found this like really weird toy.
Like an actual toy? Like a kid's toy?
It was really dark. It was like this little, it was basically like, I don't even know if I want to say it.
You have to. You have to.
It was
Are you
like
kidding?
a weird like pedophilia toy.
Really? Like what?
It was really weird. It was like this little like silver like metal piece that had what looked like an older man penetrating like a younger kid.
Wow.
Like I did not expect to even talk about this on episode 1.
But I mean, wait, so you went into a random car.
Yeah, and I found this
this
weird toy.
Wow.
Or like not a toy.
How old were
I don't know
you?
what it was. I was probably like 12.
So it was an image.
It was like this weird, no, it was like a metal, like a doodad. I don't know, like a keychain.
Okay,
like
it was a
something.
key. Okay, so it was a doodad.
It was a weird like,
but it had an image on it.
It was like a thing, like you know how you can move things. It was like a weird thing.
Okay.
It was like a weird metal keychain.
Sure.
So I like found that, and then I think I took it, but I didn't know what it was.
Well, right, but
I
you
didn't
were
know
just
what
like,
it was.
this is weird. Okay.
It was like a weird thing, and I didn't
Sure.
understand it.
Sure.
So I brought it home, and then my mom found it. And she goes, "What is this?"
Oh my
And I said, "I took it from the neighbor's car." And she said, "Knock on his door and return it."
Holy
And I think back right now, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Like I would never.
No.
This is becoming an anger podcast.
Yeah.
With my mom. Sorry, Rob. I know you're gonna listen. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. There's a couple of resentments present.
Yeah. Well, that's
Sorry.
where I'm saying, like, parents.
Just the things like when you were a child, like I would just never
Yes. I have
put
a lot.
my child in that position
I have
today.
so many of those too. I
Yeah.
have so many of those too.
Yeah. Let's lighten up the mood. How many boxes of berries do you buy a week?
Like 3,000. Like, and now my kids are out into different fruits too. So it's like Lucy likes raspberries. Billy likes strawberries and grapes. Lucy also likes dried, like, so we just are packed with just, we spend so much money on fruit.
Wait, how mentally ill to just jump into the fruit conversation?
Well, you know.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that insane? That's like the funniest meme that I saw on Instagram. Just like the biggest expense for your child is like the fruit.
It's kind of true.
It's insane.
And they also just pile it away. They
Where
eat
does it go?
so much of the fruit.
My daughter will eat an entire carton of blueberries
but will she
in one
eat
sitting.
like chicken? But like getting my kids to eat chicken is like crazy.
She doesn't eat protein.
Yeah, ours
She
don't
like
either.
pretty much refuses.
In the
to.
morning, I'll like kind of try and make them eat like a bite of food. But like Lucy the other day was like, she was like, "Why do you make me eat when I'm not hungry?" And I was like,
that's what I'm
well,
scared about.
see, I didn't mean to do that. Like, I've been trying to be conscious about like that. And like, now look what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, I'll be more mindful of that.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
No. And then she was like, you always do it. And, you know, and then it was like a fight. She's been very like, just.
That's like funny to hear it from her perspective because it never occurred to me like maybe they're not hungry. You know, like when we're like they're not eating,
Yes,
and it's
they're
like
not.
I expect them to be hungry every day at 11:30.
Yes, and they eat like a million snacks.
Yeah,
like
what you said was so helpful for me about what the pediatrician told you to not compare. Like, I remember one time I texted you and I was like, Gia's not eating anything.
Right.
But like yesterday she ate so much.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, look at the week.
Look at the week. Yeah.
That was like changed everything.
Yeah.
And, it's like,
and look at an actual picture of the actual size of their stomach, because like the actual size of their stomach is like tiny. And we're like, why aren't you eating this huge plate of food?
Yeah.
And it's like their stomach is like this big and they had, you know, 10,000 strawberries before they sat down. Like,
totally.
You know?
I also love another thing that you taught me was when we were eating out at a restaurant and you said that you like to give your daughters like small little like confidence building like actions.
Yeah.
Like, tell us what you did.
Well, when this in particular, we go to restaurants and we usually like to go to restaurants that are like family friendly, where it's not they're not going to have to sit down and behave because they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even Lucy can, like now, so she's 6, but Billy can't. Like she's needs to move, and like that's their job right now, you know? And so we go to these restaurants that are kind of, they can run around and stuff like that. And we actually encourage them to, if they need more water or if they've dropped their fork or if they need a napkin, we tell them, okay, go politely ask that man and say, excuse me, could I please have an extra fork? Even the 3-year-old. And so they'll walk up, and they love doing it. They'll walk up and they'll like reach over the counter and they'll say, you know, excuse me, could I get an extra fork, please? You know, and then they learn manners and like how to talk to adults, and then they come back and they feel so good that they did
love that.
And then we also have them clear the table. We'll be like, if it's like our pizza spot, it's all like throwaway stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be like, okay, can you throw this away? And they clear the table. They throw all the stuff away. And
so cute.
And they love, and they're starting to just, they like talking with adults.
Mm-hmm.
There's like so many kids now. Like I saw a kid last night at the 4th of July thing. I was like, how are you? Like, how old are you? What school do you go to? I think he was like 8. He was just like, like, just like, you're talking to me? Like, just could not engage. You know what I mean? Like, just like, and so I want my kids to be able to like talk to people. Like so many kids, they're just like, I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So just little things, and like, you know, I always introduce them. I took Lucy to like a grown-up party yesterday.
Really?
And she was like the life of the party. Just loved it.
Yeah.
Just like shaking hands and like asking for things, and you know.
We stopped by a party for like 5 seconds, and there was like a lot of people like drinking there. It was like a day party.
Yeah.
But Gia was like having so much fun. Like she took a beer pong ball and was like playing with it.
Cute.
I mean, but I don't like normally ever take her in environments like that.
But
like
that's
but it was like interesting to see her like in that environment, just like having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
and it was
fun.
like 5 minutes.
And it's fun for you as a mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like,
it's cute.
Yeah, it
she's like normalizes
like being a mom.
Yeah, yeah.
For like with Lucy for so long, I felt like I had to like kind of hide. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're like, okay, now I'm a mom. I have my kids. Like, let's go out into the world and be a part of the world. And
being a part of the world is such a huge thing. Like, you know, I think at first when you have a baby, you're very like tethered to the inside of your house because everyone's like, you can't go outside, or like they'll like shame you or something. Like even like my friend, she's like, you're already outside like at the nail salon with Roman. And I'm like, I need to survive for my mental health. Like you have to go outside and like live your life. Like I think the sooner that you accept like this is my life, like they're a part of my world. Like I have kids, like my life is different now. Like let's go.
Yeah.
And like just stop thinking about all the stuff in between that. You're gonna have a much easier time.
Yes. Take your kids out.
Yeah.
Take them out.
And live your life.
Because I know what it's like to have a 2-year-old during COVID. Where you couldn't, and it affected her. Like I'm literally having to go back and like, you know what I mean? So it's like, get them out.
Yeah.
Get them outside.
I think we're wrapping up. What do you want to close on, like a piece of advice that you love, that you have? Might be good for like new moms, but it could for any.
I'm gonna say for new moms, because I needed so much help for when I was a new mom. And there's like, you know, there's so much information that you get as a new mom, like that a lot of it contradicts itself and stuff like that. Explore it all and take what feels good to you. Trust your intuition, and do your best to get rid of any anxiety. Take care of yourself and your emotional well-being before anyone, which I have to get better at too all the time. You have to always work on that.
Love it. I have one.
What's yours? I'm dying to know.
Like when in doubt, pee. Like
if
you have to pee, go, because you'll never get the chance to.
That's a good one.
Like if there's an opportunity,
like
you need to go to the bathroom.
You need to pee.
Because you'll never get to.
I think that goes for drinking water too.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I remember being like, I haven't drank water. Like I need to chug water.
Yeah.
Chug water and pee.
Chug water.
That's our advice.
Thank you, guys. I think that's it. We're wrapping up episode 1, and
congratulations.
Thanks. Ashleigh, do you want to shout out like socials or any? No. Thank you guys so much for listening, and have a great day. Remember to subscribe and follow at GOT MILF Podcast. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.